So Scopes was accused of teaching human evolution. Interesting historical fact, they show this in the play, in the movie, as the opening scene. The authorities come in and they arrest teacher Scopes in front of his class, horrified students, right, as their teacher's being whisked away to jail for teaching evolution. None of that happened. That's completely false. It never actually happened that way. Actually, the real history is the ACLU was looking for a test case to challenge acts like the Butler Act up to the Supreme Court. So they wanted a case that they could lose. And so they put out ads recruiting a teacher who would say they taught human evolution. Now, fascinatingly, according to John Scopes himself, he said he couldn't remember. He didn't want to commit perjury, and so he told his lawyer, I don't even know. I don't remember teaching that. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. And it was weeks later, school was not in session. He responds to this ACLU ad. Here, the city of Dayton, Tennessee saw it as a way to put Dayton on the map. So from their perspective, it was a huge publicity stunt. It absolutely worked. Us being here today is testimony to the fact that this was a brilliant publicity stunt 100 years ago. When the press descended upon this city, this square here was filled with people. The courthouse was filled with people watching the Scopes monkey trial. And so what it really highlights to me is the disparity between how this was represented in the media, the popular perception of it, right? And then what the actual facts of the case are. In doing a video yesterday with my friend Tom Short 2 days ago on this topic, I came up with the term inherit the spin instead of inherit the win. And I think that fits perfectly, because what people remember of the Scopes monkey trial, it's not the science, it's not even a matter of the law. Those things were really marginal and barely relevant to what actually happened. It was all about the public spin in mocking biblical creationists. There was an atheist with the Boston, I always forget which paper he was with. I think it was the Baltimore Sun or the Boston Globe. His name was W.L. Mencken. He was an avowed atheist. He was a pure through and through secularist. He was an adherent of Friedrich Nietzsche, the God's not dead philosopher. And he's the one who came up with the term Scopes monkey trial. He's the one who actually made it an effort to get this message out to the nation that these benighted, he called them yokel, these yokel Christians, these backwoods Christians, still hold on to their Bible. They clutch their Bible in the midst of a time that's supposed to be about modernism and progress. And so you see this. I encourage you to actually watch the movie and see how the townspeople of Dayton, Tennessee are portrayed there. How it's like a mob that comes out, a violent, almost like a KKK mob that comes out against this, this innocent evolution teacher who just wants to speak his mind unhindered. And so a lot of interesting history here. I encourage you to watch that. I think if you have Amazon Prime, you can watch both versions for free on your Amazon Prime Video. There's a whole lot of history encapsulated here in Dayton, Tennessee 100 years ago. One last thing before we go that really struck me as peculiar is this is the day. Yes, you can see from the signs, this is a well-publicized event, 100 years. How big the teaching of evolution and secularism and modernism, how that has impacted and transformed and changed our culture and society, mostly in bad ways, almost categorically in bad ways. But people are passionate. When I was an atheist, I was very passionate about the theory of evolution and speaking out against creationists. But look at the square. The car show over there is way more popular than anything else going on here. People just don't care these days. They don't care, and they don't care that they don't care. And to me, that's a really sad and scary criticism of our time. These things matter. Human origins matter. Where we came from matter. The Bible matters. And so we're here today just to get a flavor for 100 years out, the impact of the Scopes monkey trial.
Very good.